and welcome to Black and Gold Today, brought to you by Ray Brandt Infinity. I'm Rachel Whittaker. The Saints have owned the Atlanta Falcons in the Sean Payton era, winning 13 of 16 matchups. So, joining me with some perspective on the rivalry is sports columnist Jeff Duncan. Hi, Jeff.
Hey Rachel, how you doing?
Doing great. Well, you and I both have lived in New Orleans a long time and seen this rivalry develop, certainly passionate among the fan bases. So, do you see both teams coming out Sunday with guns blazing and trying to show who's boss right away?
Well, yeah, I definitely expect it to be an intense game right from the opening kickoff. This is a division rivalry game, two teams that really don't have a lot of love for each other. As you mentioned, the Saints have owned this series in Sean Payton and Drew Brees' tenure, and I think the Falcons are a little tired of hearing about it, frankly. You know, they spent the offseason trying to get more physical, trying to get tougher in the trenches. They brought in some new free agents, drafted a couple of linemen. We've seen them in the past in these games where they failed to either get in the end zone at the 1 yard line or failed to get a fourth and a foot in Atlanta a few years ago. And I think it sticks in their craw that they've lost so many close games to the Saints over the year. They've been in a lot of these games. They haven't been able to make the play to get them over the hump. So I expect Atlanta to be very emotional, especially after the way the season played out.
Exactly right. Obviously a 4-12 season, not what the Falcons were hoping for by any stretch last year. But Jeff, how about a prediction for Sunday?
Well, I think the Saints are just a better team, Rachel, but I say that with a caveat. They can't afford to make mistakes early. We know how poorly they played on the road a year ago. The Georgia Dome will be a decided advantage for Atlanta if the Falcons can have some success early, and I think create a little doubt in the Saints' minds about playing on the road again. But look, Sean Payton has pushed all the right buttons against Mike Smith over the years, and I expect him to do the same thing. I think the Saints are simply a better team, and I think they'll get out of there with a hard-fought win and start the season 1-0.
Exactly. I do agree with you. I think it'll be very close, down to one possession, but we'll have more about predictions on Friday's show. Well, Jeff, thanks so much.
All right, Rachel, take care.
Well, up next, it's our Fantasy Minute. Stay tuned.
Designing luxury with children in mind could be a little excessive, but we found the perfect balance with the Infiniti QX60, featuring effortless third-row access.
Welcome back. Now I'm pleased to have our fantasy football columnist Jim Derry for our Week 1 Fantasy Minute. Jim, welcome.
Glad to be here, Rachel. Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. Well, I've got my team set. I couldn't snag any Saints, but who's a Saint you're watching this week?
Well, I know Mark Ingram was going late in a lot of drafts, and he's actually, I think he's going to have a fantastic season. If you look at what he did at the last half of last season, especially even in the playoffs, he obviously was getting things together. If you look at what he did in the preseason, preseason's not supposed to count much, but he just had that burst, and we've been saying it for a couple years now, but I think this is the year that Mark Ingram takes off, and I think there's a good chance he shows it right off the bat in Week 1.
Good prediction. Well, let's do now a pickup of the week with Wes Welker's suspension in Denver. Jim, you're looking at a Broncos rookie receiver?
Yeah, Cody Latimer, I love him. Andre Caldwell is listed above him, I think, on the depth chart, but I think Cody Latimer is going to get the chance to, with his size and his speed, he's a typical the new NFL receiver, the big guy who can come in and make the big catch and has some speed. And I think Peyton Manning's going to look for him. I think he has an excellent chance to come in and those first 4 weeks with Welker out, prove himself and have a chance to make himself part of this offense.
Good stuff. Well, thank you very much, Jim, and look forward to talking with you each week.
Glad to be here, Rachel, and we'll see you on Thursdays.
Sounds great. And tune in tomorrow for Fridays with Fox 8, game picks, and our Trivia Challenge winner. See you then.